Hey everybody, time for another standard chess game. I'm about to seek here. I'm going to go 20. And I played one game off camera. It actually wasn't off camera, it just didn't save correctly. I've since corrected that problem. Shouldn't happen again, but it was a disaster anyway. You didn't miss a lot. I might go over it at the end of this just so you can look at it and have it on record. Oops, I thought I put always on top. Okay, we've got an answer to our seek already. This is a 1424 player. Hopefully we'll do okay at that. I like to get a strong center against these knight moves. And I expect something like e6 or d6 here. Probably e6 to prevent me from playing d5. That's generally what I see here, but we'll see. Yeah, my last game I played a 1400 rated player and lost. Thought everything was going well, but he had this weird smothered mate that I just completely overlooked, and it was basically in the opening. It's really a strange game. I'll try to remember to show that to you if this game doesn't go too long. I'll try to remember to show you that game. But I'm redoing this. I don't mind showing you my losses, even my embarrassing ones. As you've seen some of my videos in the past, I certainly don't have any problem showing you when I'm an idiot, and I definitely was in that game. But it definitely was just a recording problem. The Cam Studio kind of froze in the middle of encoding it or something. It just hung up. So hopefully that won't happen again. I tried to change a couple of compression settings and then I ran some tests and it seems fine. I really don't know what happened, but I said I fixed it, but I changed some things that might help it out. We'll put it that way. So whether or not this one records, I don't know, but we'll see. It has done fine on tests up until now. This is not a very pretty rating graph over here anymore, is it? I'm struggling to keep my head above 1500 again. I had dipped into the 1400s before, and I was sort of embarrassed by that. I think I'm definitely better than a 1400 player. Anytime I play a 1400 player, except the last time. Anytime I play a 1400 player, I feel like I'm usually better than they are. And then if I lose to them, it's on a silly mistake. That's what that one was. If you remember game 2, I don't know what we're doing over here, but let's go. Let me look at nothing there, so make sure we're still on top. Good. If you remember this game, I was clearly winning, and then it would be fun to go back over that game because I had a really pretty checkmate in the middle of it that I think is either forced or it might as well be forced. And I had missed it. I watched a pattern recognition video on chessvideos.tv by Zibit, and well, this game is going to be aborted, isn't it? Come on, let's make a move, guy. This is the opening. Anyway, I watched a pattern recognition video that had something called Boden's mate in it, and Zibit actually pointed it out to me in a response to my video on Chess Videos TV that that mate is actually a variation of Boden's mate, and I had seen it, but it was a user of Free Internet Chess Server had pointed out the combination to me already. So I had actually seen the mate before Zibit pointed it out, but I didn't realize it was a variation of Boden's mate. But after I watched that video again, yeah, it definitely is a variation of Boden's mate. So I'll show that if possible. I don't know what's going on. Should I just abort this? I think I'm going to have to. Hello. I'll request an abort. Whoops, what happened? Get back up here. Alright, cool. He's playing. He declined the abort request. D5 is almost automatic here. And if knight d4, then I play c3. And his knight needs to go probably back to b5. No, that doesn't work. Is his knight trapped? Yeah, I don't think he can go d5, d4, knight d4, c3, and then what? Alright, let's look calmly here. c3 loses here, obviously here, loses here, loses here, loses here, and loses here. So c3. Oh wait, we need to look at some other options. Queen a4. No. Are there any checks? Bishop here. Yeah, but that loses the bishop, so c3. Should be good here, right? Should just win a piece. Unless I'm missing something. But it's still early in this game, so I could potentially... He could potentially abort. If he disconnects, the game would be aborted. But that's okay. I mean, it's on video, and that would count in my book, but I wouldn't get rating points for it. You know, I'm not all about rating points. Oh, okay. So, I don't see anything wrong with just taking here, but is there anything better? I don't think there's anything better, but we could just follow up with something like bishop e3 or knight f3, all kinds of things. Keep his bishop from getting rooted in there. So let's go ahead and take. And we'll just be up a piece. One more move here, and then the disconnection is not on a board anymore. Alright, so we don't watch our b2 square, but quite simply we can just play knight f3, developing and attacking the entrenched bishop here. There aren't any checks for me. The queen a5 and queen h4 things are not, or queen a4 and queen h5 things are not happening at this point. So it makes the most sense to just develop to knight f3. Alright, so looking at his possible moves, knight f6, and I'll need to protect here, so I'll probably play, okay, that works. I'm looking at bishop d3 to help out with e3, or e4. I'm looking at knight c3. And I'm also looking at taking the pawn on e5. Since there's no development problems here, I think just taking the knight on e5 is probably safest for me. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Knight e5. What about knight e5, queen h4? Yeah, that might be a problem, actually. Well, is it? I'll tell you what, I'm not going to get too out of line here. Let's just play calmly with knight c3. Keep that knight there defending h4 for right now. Let him shore up his e5 pawn, and I'll just take my piece for a pawn advantage out of this opening. Okay, now here he's removed that threat of queen h4 because there's no attack on f2. So knight e5 is back in the barrel. So knight takes e5, queen h4. Oh, if I go knight e3, knight f3 again, he can go queen to e4. So that's kind of ugly. So maybe it's still better not to do it. Maybe just bishop d2. Is there anything better on knight e5, queen h4? He's not threatening anything directly, so I could just play... What if I just play bishop d3 here? Bishop d3 or bishop d2? Bishop... Good grief. Yeah, bishop d3 or bishop d2 was right, sorry. Bishop d3 is where I'm leaning, because it gets me castled faster. So let's go with that. Still leaving his e5 pawn hanging, but queen h4 tricks are a little daunting at this point. All right. He's blocked in the queen here from h4, so knight e5 is definitely in the cards now. I'm going to go ahead and take knight e5. And there really isn't anything he can do there, I don't think. I'm defending e4 twice, so there shouldn't be any real tricks. Queen e7. Yeah, queen e7. Man. Queen e7, bishop f4 should be fine, right? Or just f4. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do f4. Right. So bishop f4 and then d6. Hmm. Really, I can't believe I overlooked queen e7. I mean, that I just can't believe, as careful as I was, that I overlooked queen e7. Hmm. All right. So what do I do after bishop f4, d6? I'm probably just going to have to give up that pawn again, but not without a fight. Oh, what if I just castle? Well, no, no, no. Let's go bishop f4, d6. Yeah, I think it's fine because I might have rook e1 and then f3 at the end of all that. Okay, here we go. So he plays d6 and I play knight f3. He plays knight takes, and boy, I'm hurting there all of a sudden. I should have saved that for d2. Dadgum. Well, I can take. Oh. Well, then I'm going to hurry up and get castle 2. I think that's a mistake by him. I think he could win that e4 pawn. Okay, so I think we're fine now. Clearly just recaptured that. Yeah, so he still can win it. But is there a better place for the knight so that knight, so that I'll have f3. Hmm. Thinking about knight c4. Knight c4 instead of knight f3 so that I have f3 after knight takes. And rook e1 as well. Okay. Knight c3 is a problem, isn't it? I'll probably have to swap my knight or my bishop for his knight first. And then at the end of all that, d5 is undefended. Dadgum. Okay, so this is just a side effect of shoring up after I win a piece. I cannot play rook e1 and f3 because c3 is hanging, which irritates me a lot, by the way. It really irritates me a lot. Well, I mean, I can, can't I? Rook e1, knight takes, rook takes, knight takes, rook takes, and I'm up another piece, right? So I can. I should just do that, I think. Okay, doing it. Knight takes c3, queen takes. And now f3. So this is looking okay. It's a little sloppy in there. I'm a little disappointed in the sloppiness. But I think I'm coming out on the positive side here. All the ways that I recapture on d1 in that line are going to protect my d3 bishop from this discovered attack. Okay, that seems to be a lash out. Let's see, he's attacking the bishop now. So, pawn takes, queen takes. Huh. I'm not sure if he hasn't found a way out of that. What about g3? Starting to look a little dicey over here. g3, knight takes g3, bishop takes g3, and I should be fine. Or g3, knight takes g3, bishop takes g3. No, that doesn't work. g3, queen takes bishop. So what about bishop takes knight, queen takes bishop, bishop takes bishop, queen takes bishop, and I just come out of this ahead, right? Bishop takes bishop. Ugh. This is sloppy. Okay, no, that doesn't work either. Alright, pawn takes knight. Pawn takes knight should work, right? Pawn takes knight, queen takes bishop, pawn takes bishop. Done. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm okay here. A little sloppy on the tactics there, but I think I got it eventually. I think. I don't know. I really don't. It's just a tactical mess, but I should come out ahead. Any way you slice it, I'll come out ahead. I was already ahead, so I mean, I'm not losing material here. But I'm trying to assure the gain of an additional piece, which I think I have done. That seems like a really weird move. I don't understand why I don't just take on h3. Let's see, g takes h3, queen takes h3, or, yeah, it'll have to be queen takes h3, followed by bishop g3, and I'm fine. Yeah. There's no mating tricks here. In fact, there's not even a... Well, if I do that, he takes on f4, and I don't win the piece. Well, I'm up 2 pieces after that, aren't I? Right, I'm up 2 pieces. Can I just go bishop g3 and stay as solid as possible here? Right now? Bishop g3. Let's just go bishop g3. And that seems like it's winning. Yet another piece. And I'll be up 3 pieces. Alright, that doesn't threaten anything. Right? Now, I mean... my e4 pawn's fine. If he's thinking about... He can't even get that rook out, so that's fine. what I'm looking at now is queen to g4 to try to almost force a swap here. Although we have queen g4, queen f6, hitting c3. So maybe I'm not quite ready to do that yet, but I'm pretty close. Queen g4, queen f3. What do I do about c3? Just rook c1, and then I've still got my dominant position, right? Yeah. There's no penetration by the queen here. Okay, so that's a good force, or not force trade, but that's a good trade for me. And I'm going to get my knight to c6. That's a really good square for it. Okay, simply just moving into the good square. And my knight's not going anywhere unless he sacks the exchange, which he really can't do down 3 pieces. Alright, freeing moves like e5 for my pieces. Get the bishop going, get the rook going. So e5, pawn takes, rook takes. Looks pretty good. I really don't know why I don't just take that and damage his pawn structure, open up his king, and now we have maybe some bishop tactics that are possible with bishop h7 and bishop e5. So why don't I do this?
Check.
No tactics. I don't like that because of, well, no, that square is protected, so it's cool. All right, this game shouldn't last much longer unless he delays. You'd think he would have resigned by now, but you know, everybody plays their own style. That's fine. I definitely don't fault anyone for not resigning when they don't want to resign yet. So I enjoy converting a 1 game just as much as trying to create a 1 game. So I have no problem playing this out as long as he doesn't delay. If he does, I'll spare you guys from it. So you get the rook in. Maybe the easiest way is rook e7.
Check.
All right. So there really isn't a thing he can do here. So we'll just do that. Get it off that file. And he resigned. Okay, so since I had... Let's go and see if he says anything after the game. So far he hasn't. Since that game was fairly quick, I'm going to show you the game before that and just run through it real quick and maybe give some of my thoughts. Let's see, it was examine number 28 here. So this was the game I played previous to this, and I messed up on getting the recording. It was just started out as a standard French defense, and you know, I got what I wanted out of the opening. I thought I was doing really well. This seems fairly normal. Here he hangs the e5 pawn, so I took it, and I have come across problems with this e-file before, but not to this degree. I learned something in this game, and that's watch out. Basically, already something I completely overlooked was that d5 is hanging. d5 is unprotected right now, so I could have run into severe problems with knight takes d5 already. So going back here, I don't want to do a huge analysis of this. I think right here I'm going to have to come up with some other move that deals with both of these threats, and I don't know what that move is going to be. I do not know what that move is going to be. I think taking e on e5 here is a big mistake. Just on first glance. I'll look at it later. But yeah, I'm running into problems. I didn't see what this was doing, but it is doing more than I realized. After I do this, trying to alleviate that pin, I allowed knight d6, which is checkmate.
Check.
So yeah, like I said, it was just a brutal game, and this pin turned out to be a bigger deal than I thought. That knight f5 turned out to be a bigger deal than I thought. Underestimated both of them, but I won't do it again. So anyway, that's a quick look at my last game before that. So I played 2 games today, and sorry you only got to see one of them live, but going back and looking at this, let's update this real quick. Oh, I forgot his name. Here, let's get it up here real quick. Uh-oh, get out of the way. Okay. Did it again. I hate when I do that. All right. Peter John. And his opponent rating was 1424. My color was white. My pre-rating was 1514. Yikes. And my post rating, I didn't even look. Did I go up about 10? Oh, 15. 1529. And score at 1.0. And now if I can update the chart here, I think I have to double click on it. Come on. There we go. I'll update my chart here to include that game, which I just increased the data range by 1. And I got a nice little uptick there. So that's where I'm at. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.